buddy, the Leafs win! The Leafs win! You like that, buddy? Iggy, look, wait, we need to have a serious talk. Iggy, look, I named you Iggy before I knew Garrett Sparks would be on the Leafs this year. So, what do you think about changing your name to Garrett Barks?
What? You can't just rename him!
I asked Garrett!
Showtime!
Whoopsie daisy, this team is ruining my life! One for each goal, Leafs win 3-0 over the Edmonton Oilers. Garrett Sparks, Sparkles, the AllSpark, becomes the first ever Toronto Maple Leafs goalie to get a shutout in his NHL debut. Let's go through the game, then let's go through his story. The Leafs, they got a rookie in net. They got a guy playing his first ever NHL game, so they're going to respond by giving him tons of support. Nope! First period, the Leafs got outshot 8-3 by the Oilers, and that's just unacceptable. Luckily, there's this little thing called the power play. JVR with a beautiful setup pass to Leo Komarov, who's just a missile. The Uncle Leo missile. Anders hello! Or Anders privet, whatever language he wants to say it in this time. His 9th of the season, the Supernova, and it's 1-0 Leafs after 1. Also picking up an assist on that, he picked up a secondary assist, Dion Phaneuf, and the reason I bring it up is we need to start talking about this a little more. Blemishes, for sure. We talked about it last video. Hey, he gets turnstiled sometimes, and sometimes he makes a pinch where you go, no! But I don't know what it is, but Mike Babcock seems to be bringing out the good in Dion Phaneuf's game again. That assist gave him 15 points on the season. He's second on the Leafs in scoring. Not to mention what he's most famous for is just wrecking guys. Oscar Klefbom, I am so sorry, sir. And that is definitely not the first time this season Phaneuf has done that. I think he's having a great year, or at least a much improved year. Second period, Leafs, how dare you, getting outshot 8-3 in the first. Guess what? 13-8 for the Leafs in the second. And Oilers fans, if you're watching, just boy after that. Look, I thought Leon Draisaitl looked like a firecracker. That guy is going to be, and currently is, a great player. Even Taylor Hall, that looks like a rejuvenated guy in many ways. Eberle had a couple chances. I think I recognized Nuge a couple times, and beyond that, yep. One guy who didn't show up on the score sheet at all, but I thought he did an excellent job in stifling the Oilers, was Michael Grabner. So many situations in this game, a lot of them where he didn't even have to touch the puck. Michael Grabner refused to give the Oilers time and space to move around. And he got that shorthanded breakaway, and even though, I mean, the guy seems to have hands of granite, he has a real hard time finishing those plays off. There's still the danger that he's going to get a shorthanded breakaway. He's not going to let your defenseman make an excellent outlet pass. He's not going to let you just take the puck back into your own zone and breathe for a second. He's going to give his teammates time to make a line change. He's going to force you to make a quick decision. He's potentially going to force you to make a mistake. And that's how I feel about Michael Grabner. No, I'm not trying to sell him to a team that might pick him up at the deadline. No, but that's what he does if you're interested. Third period, Jake Gardner has the puck, just floats it on, and who's there? Nifty Nazi High Stickman. But the ref ruled that it wasn't a high stickman. It was a legal stickman. In fact, the referee, the official, emphatically said on the microphone that his stick was below the crossbar. And Leaf fans en masse were like, okay, I'm going to allow it because they counted the goal, but did anyone else catch that? 1 minute to go, JVR bursting in. He's got an open net he can shoot at, but he decides to give it to Uncle Leo for the Uncle 10. Nah, I could do better than that. But how about Leo Komarov, huh? I'd like to personally brag for a sec because I'm wrong about some stuff. I've been saying for a long time that Leo Komarov was capable of, well, I don't know about this, but something like this. I know it's the KHL. I know it's not the same league, but the guy has played on top lines before. During the lockout, he was the second winger on the Ovechkin and Backstrom line. And he doesn't do things the pretty way. He doesn't do a damn thing the pretty way, but he crashes the net. He stays in the crease. He is an ultimate pest, and all his goals, whatever they're garbage banging goals, they're goals! He is everything that Leaf fans were promised David Clarkson would be, except he actually is, and it's half the price. Unsustainable? I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm just enjoying it. Hey, is it unsustainable for Garrett Sparks to have a perfect save percentage? I don't think so! Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Garrett Sparks. Let's go back to the 2013-14 season. The Toronto Marlies' main three goalies are Drew McIntyre, Garrett Sparks, and Chris Gibson. Drew McIntyre played 48 games, 29 wins, .917 save percentage. He was the Marlies' stud. Chris Gibson comes in and has an awful .892 save percentage in the ECHL, but he comes to the Marlies and throws up a .917 in just 12 games. That's pretty good. Sparks had 10 games in the ECHL that year, .916 save percentage, so much better than Gibson. He comes to the Marlies, plays 21 games, throws up a .915, basically the exact same as Gibson. The next season begins, and I'm I'm like, all right, here's how the Leafs goalie situation is going to look. Jonathan Bernier and James Reimer are for sure going to split the starts. Okay, that much I know. And then after that, I guess Garrett Sparks would be the logical third goalie, followed by Gibson, and then this new Antoine Bibeau kid, we'll see where he fits in that mix. You want to know how many American Hockey League games Garrett Sparks played last season? 2. Spent the majority of his season in the ECHL with the Orlando Solar Bears, by the way, the best logo of all time. Look at him! He's a polar bear with sunglasses! Not to mention they're called the Solar Bears! Can the Leafs just call themselves the Solar Bears, change the jersey, whatever? Anyway, despite a little injury trouble, Sparks puts up a .936 save percentage in the ECHL. He just seemed clearly too good for that league. And the Leafs organization's decision to keep him down there all year last year, it confused me a lot. But I guess I was looking at it the wrong way. The Leafs trade away Chris Gibson right before the season begins as one of the throwaways in the Michael Grabner trade. He's not a bad goalie. Go look at his numbers in the American League. He's fine. They're not better than Garrett Sparks' numbers, though. Antoine Bibeau's numbers aren't so far either. This is the greatest example of seizing an opportunity. Jonathan Bernier goes down to injury a little earlier this season. 2 big things happen. 1, James Reimer goes on an excellent run and basically steals the Toronto Maple Leafs starting goalie job. 2, Antoine Bibeau was the Marlies goalie who got called up to back up Reimer. And while Bibeau was up with the Leafs, Garrett Sparks was getting starts with the Marlies. Performing excellently, got named American Hockey League Player of the Week. Bernier comes back from injury to find out that Reimer has basically stolen the starting job for the Leafs, and Bibeau goes back to the Marlies finding out that Sparks has basically stolen his job too. Another injury happens. This time it's to James Reimer. All right, who are we going to call up? Guess what? It's Garrett Sparks. If Bernier plays even decently, we're probably not even having this conversation. You know how badly the Leafs probably wanted to give Bernier the Edmonton Oilers game? You know how bad Bernier probably wanted that game? It's the Oilers! With all due respect, Oilers fans, that could be a gift! I mean, certainly not to insult the Oilers, certainly not to take away from what Sparks did, but I think Bernier would have liked that game. But through his performance, Garrett Sparks earned the opportunity to play in this game. If he sucks, gets shelled, we're not even having a conversation about who's starting against the Jets next game. Forget getting the win, he gets the shutout too, and now we're in a situation where Babcock is talking about even when Reimer comes back, Sparks may be with the Leafs, which I gotta wonder if Leaf management was consulted on that. Like, yeah, man, that's kind of difficult to do, this 3 goalies thing. But this is such a crucial time for the Leafs right now. They're in the middle of a rebuild. They have a goalie that they signed to 2 years. He's not playing well at all. They have another goalie. He's playing fantastically. His contract is up at the end of the year, and he's not an RFA. He's a UFA. So if you can't re-sign him, you have to consider trading him before the deadline. And then you got this other kid. You want to see what he's got, and it turns out what he's got is pretty good so far. They've got some choices to make, don't they? So question of the game, who do you think is going to start next game, and what do you think is going to happen the rest of the way? And your predictions are nice, but really, you never know. Which is why you always get ready and stay ready. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Highlights down below. Go Leafs and go Solar Bears. Garrett Barks. I thought it was clever. Iggy! The Leafs won, buddy! The Leafs won! Did you see that? Hey, look, Iggy. No, wait. Listen, I need you to pay attention. We need to have a serious conversation. Iggy, sit. Why are you lying down? No one can see you now. Iggy, come here. Okay, fine. Don't lick the stick. Iggy, look, we need to have a serious talk. I named you. No, I need you to look at me. Come on, buddy. Come on. Hear me out. Just hear me out. Iggy, where are you going? Iggy, we need to have a serious conversation, okay? Hey, oh, I know. I named you after Jarome Iginla, and Iginla is awesome, but I named you before I knew Garrett Sparks was going to be on the Leafs this season. What do you think about changing your name to Garrett Barks? No, not good, eh? You hate this.